Hello everyone. First of all, happy Diwali to every one of you. And today I have the pleasure of having with me Dr. Alapan, and I can proudly say that he has been my student because I taught him pediatrics, I taught him hematology, and also because he was a reflex user as well. So there's that as well. Plus he's my junior. He's a 2018 batch Amazonian, and he's secured an All India rank of 44 in this INI CET. And so here I am taking his interview. Making Alapan share all his insights and how to crack the exam, what to do, what not to do in a non-coaching format that I always do in order to ensure that he will tell you exactly what resources are used. It's not that कि ये ABC coaching थी तो मैंने ABC ही use किया या BCD coaching थी तो मैंने सिर्फ BCD use किया और मैंने कुछ use ही नहीं किया. Not like that. And proper, constructive criticism about that coaching, about those as well to a certain extent. But there's one thing a lot for the people who are watching this interview right now. The very first thing that he would like to share, because for the first 200, 500,000 people you might who have got a good rank, great, your Diwali is good, but there might be some people might be dejected with their result. He has a really important and good message to share, in my opinion. That's why we want to start the interview with that.
Hi everyone. All I would just like to say is that don't make a big deal out of it. This exam is not going to define who are you as a doctor, as a professional, and how you're going to be for the rest of your life. The person that entered the exam hall and left the exam hall are most likely the same. Only a few things changed in between. A rank was allotted to you, a number was given to you, and it was told to you that you are eligible for this particular branches in these particular institutes. That is not as important as
who you are as a person.
Who are you as a person? Let's not make it bigger than it already is. It is important. It helps us get to a point in our life. It will allow us to pursue what we want to do for the rest of our life. That is definitely there. But let's not let it define us. Let's have a moment of confidence before we walk into that exam hall. And let's leave that exam hall with a smile. That is all I wanted to share before I went into the nitpickings of how to prepare
and everything. And an absolutely true message. All these interviews might make actually a lot of people feel underconfident. Oh, these are toppers, I'm not a topper. Or these people are doing great in their life, I'm not doing great in my life, or so on and so forth. But like Alapan said, it's a 3-hour exam. That's about it. It doesn't define you. You are an person who has, there has never been a person just like you, and there will never be in the next million of years a person just like you. Your own memories, your own strengths, your weaknesses, and let's not make this exam define you, right? It's just an opportunity, I would say,
Absolutely.
to get to a good institute to pursue a branch. And if you do well, you get that opportunity. If you don't, you have your NEET exam again, you have your INI CT coming in 6 months again. So let's not make it too much of a big of a deal. So let's get into the preparation phase, right? So you told me that there were 3 main sources, and each had an importance in every aspect of, like, it's not like एक ही चीज use की और वही वो किया and everything. You said you were a person who went to dams. You used Marrow and you used Reflex as well. So these are the 3 things that he used. So tell us about it. Like, dams कहाँ पे क्या काम आया, Marrow कहाँ पे क्या क्या काम आया, Reflex का क्या use था?
So DAMS was the initial foundation. I started DAMS around in my second year for pharma mainly. But the peak DAMS like lectures, notes, all this came in third year itself. So that is where my foundation began for, like, not only for my final year subject but also for my short subjects. I have good notes of all of them, something that really helped me down the line. But you understand that DAMS, the way that DAMS creates his content is very conservative. It's a very traditional way of teaching, which is amazing to get a good foundation, but then you need that punch to get ahead. Like, you need to cover a lot of like content in a short period of time. That is where Marrow comes in. How Marrow does it, I will say Marrow's QBank is already famous. I'm not going to go in depth of it, but something that I think previously people have also pointed out, their explanations. Once you do explanations from that QBank, now you are revising. You might not believe this, but just by solving a module, you have revised a topic several times. Like, you say we need 3, 4, 5, 6 revisions. Well, you have already done it. You do a module on like laryngeal carcinoma, and now you have read the entire laryngeal carcinoma topic 6, 7 times through the explanations. So you might not believe how much you're retaining at that point, but 3, 4 years down the line, you will see that, or maybe 1, 2 years down the line, you will see that those topics are in your mind now. That is the biggest, like, it's like that punch that takes you onto the next level. You have the concepts and then it takes to the next level.
So basically, DAMS served as the foundation. Those notes served as your foundation, and QBank लगा के उन सारे notes को with the help of those QBanks, and it's a great explanation of Marrow. Marrow is famous for that. You were able to, sort of, revise it like you said. People say you have to revise 10 times. And नहीं वो एक बार you do the explanation, you have essentially covered your notes also in some way or the other. And how did Reflex come into picture?
Reflex, as the name suggests, it's cross-sectional, timely. It's like a nitrous boost to your car. You hit it at the right time and it will take you over the edge. It's just like that. Most people try to replace your traditional QBanks with like Reflex. I haven't done that. I wouldn't recommend doing it. It's a last 2 weeks resource. It's something that is like you want to believe that you have completed everything before you head into that exam hall. That gives you confidence. Confidence gives you the belief that you'll solve the question in front of you, and that accumulates over 200 questions to your rank. So to get that belief, you must know that, okay, I have done everything humanly possible to get to this point. And that is where Reflex comes in. In 2 weeks, you would have gone through every question that has ever been framed in the last 10 years.
जब से मोदी जी
power में आए हैं.
We're just joking about it, but he's absolutely right. Like as the name suggests, Reflex. It's like a lot of people point out that explanations are not, they're not humongous like the Marrow, but they were not made to be humongous like Marrow. They were made to be short and crisp. So that he said 1 month. I would say last 2 or 3 months की revision के लिए कि एक बार all the previous year questions are done in one go, and that will give you that confidence boost that you require. Plus, I would say that the small advantage is that, like we said, from Modi ji ke zamane aaye hue hain, most of the QBanks are from the second term of Modi ji. It is from the first term of Modi ji.
So now you're not going to miss
anything basically. And वो एक बार सारा confidence boost के लिए Reflex is going to help. So he used these 3 resources as mainly वो. What was your internship strategy? How did you prepare? What was the time frames? Like you said you started your preparation from January and अभी November तक कैसे किया?
So internship is from January 1st to like December 31st, proper 1 year internship. My batch distribution gave me that first 3 months I'll be in AIIMS, then 3 months rural postings, and then 6 months back here in AIIMS. So first 3 months my seniors told me that first second year kar le. That will serve you so far down the line, you will not believe it. So it's like 1.5 months mein do first year, another 1.5 months mein do second year. And that is something I religiously did. I believed that even though we think that like clinicals are 12 subjects and they will take longer, you have just given your final professional examination, you retain a lot of it. You might not believe it because exam ho gaya, kisko kya yaad hai, but you retain a lot of it. So when I went to my rural postings, I carried a notebook wherever I went, and that was mostly of like clinicals. Once I did that towards the end of June, maybe early July, started realizing कि अब मोटा हो गया है, ठीक है ना? I have now more or less had a good first reading. I'll not call it a revision. It's a first reading of all the topics. So I was hoping to finish by the end of June, but like July tak aa gaya baat. So it's like that. So when I came back to AIIMS, now I'm like, okay, now the first half of my year has been successfully completed. Now what do I do after that? That will take me over the edge because it is still in my notebooks and to some extent in front of me. I have to get it into my memory and then have to be able to apply it on the exam. There are still a few steps I have to go. That is where my second revision comes in, or I'll say first revision for that matter. This is where I have broken down every subject into 3-4 days. The larger ones get more days, shorter ones get 1 or 2 days, like that. It's kind of fluid. And once I have done that, then comes my third revision. This is exactly where Reflex comes in. Now you want something that is going to be an absolute kill shot. You're not messing around anymore. You're looking for that targeted revision. Like every word you read should be important. You're not forgive yourself if you missed out on that space physiology module that may or may not have helped you in any way, but you must not miss out on the graph of hepatitis B. It's unexcusable. That is important to know what is important. INI has pet topics. Everybody has told you, every coaching institute, every interview will tell you INI has pet topics. They have started a new way of teaching called PYTs now, previous year topics, which is kind of an extension of PYQs. So this is where this
INI specifically, that's where Reflex helps because it ensures that कि वो pet topics या previous year topics miss out ना हो, especially in your last revision where you have to go for the kill basically. You said you joined DAMS in second year and वो third, fourth year में it gave you that foundation, notes बन गए and everything. But would you recommend going from second year?
Absolutely not. See, the reason I went to second year because I'll be honest, they gave me a deal I could not refuse based on my first professional rankings. So, but I was very curious in that time. Like it was also like my second year is 2020, which is the first COVID year. So that was also like a different time for us. All of us were getting used to this online mode of learning, and that is where a coaching institute like they just pounced in. All the offline classes are like shut down. So now you have more than enough time you can spare. So that is where it came in. But I will say, do not miss out on this person. Whoever.
I think everyone, in fact, even I have highlighted it so many times.
Do not
if
miss
you're a
out
second or second year person, yeah, yehi book. This is the most important book of MBBS. मैं भी यही बोलूँगा.
This is an old version. I know the new one is red in color, but this is it. Yeah, your second. If you're a first, second year student, you're any year, even if you have some time to spare and you're thinking कि चलो कुछ पुरानी चीज़ें पढ़ते हैं, read from this. Yeah, this is like you will not believe what these 2 volumes worth of 1300, 1400 pages, how much they have won. This is
frankly, Robbins is. If you have to choose one standard book to read in entire MBBS, literally one, you can actually forego most of them. But I would also say don't forego Robbins.
Don't forego Robbins.
And frankly, if somebody wants to ask what is the reason for success of Amazonians and INICT again and again, it's because it's one thing that has been drilled down into our minds by our seniors and my seniors as well. Ki other subjects really don't, whatever you want to do, you want to use notes to pass, that's fine. You want to cheat to pass, that's fine. Some amount of cheating does happen and everything. But Pat Robbins has to be done. I would say that this book makes you a better doctor also.
Yes,
when you go to the clinics, the concepts that I read in Robbins still help me as a pediatric oncologist and will help Alapin whichever branch he chooses and ends up choosing. So for a first and second year who's probably watching this interview, focus on your standard textbooks, read standard textbooks, definitely read Robbins. First and second year is not the time to join any coaching per se, I would say. But third year is definitely.
Third year is where you have to like it's not like you're joining to get a lead over you're just entering the competition. It's the first phase of your race, if we consider it a race at all. So the idea is that you want to believe that I have resources that will go a long way. You need a 3-year plan now. You're looking for something that you will build today, it will be consolidated tomorrow, and the day after it will serve you. That is what you're creating, and sort of an empire here. The hard work is in the initial phase, and then slowly it serves you. That is exactly what your notes, what your coaching is supposed to do. Don't give it any more importance than it deserves. Use it as a tool. Make use of it and then go enjoy your life.
And so definitely, so those dams, when you went to dams in third and fourth year, that served as a base, like you said. When you consolidated it during your internship and final year, you revised it from that. And then obviously you revised those notes again in your internship and you got this rank. One more thing I would like to ask you. So, how was your last 7 day and last 10? Do you think that is important?
Absolutely. I cannot overemphasize not only the amount you cover in the last 7 days, but the belief that I have covered all 19 subjects in last 7 days. That gives you an immense amount of confidence on the day of the exam. It's a INICT tests you on more than your academia. You will have an early morning paper. You'll have to wake up at 5:30. You will be rushing in the middle of nowhere in an early winter morning or an early summer morning, depending on where you're appearing. These things will compound into your mindset. And when you reach the exam hall, you will be a flustered guy who has been checked 6 times on his way up. Through all this, if you want to maintain that concentration, you need as less distractions as possible. Last thing you want to do is get lost in your head. You don't want to keep telling yourself, "Is baar nahi ho payega." That is fatal. That is a death sentence. So to have that confidence that इस बार like कर लूँगा मैं चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए, you need to believe कि चलो मैंने 19 subject last 7 दिन में पढ़ दिया. How do you do that? Do your whatever you have done. Do not try something new. A lot of people do this कि मेरे दोस्त ये कर रहे. Understand that might have been a strategy to begin with. You cannot just jump in and steal it from him on the last day. That's not going to happen. Hold on to what you have. You have done more than enough. Believe it that INICT is not about your width of knowledge. It's about your depth of knowledge. Certain topics will be asked in depth. They're not going to ask you to it's not exactly a knowledge based exam. It's a concept application based exam, which is why it's very important that you believe that मैं last दिन में कर लूँगा. That is where 7 days come in. And of course, if we talk strictly from the theory part, that we also have to make sure कि हमारा सब कुछ हो गया है. Because you cannot fool yourself we are all smart people. You cannot fool ourselves on the last day. Actually हुआ तभी वो belief आएगा. ठीक है ना? So that is again where like we'll like reiterate that reflex comes in. Please, like reflex is just a tool for that matter. Find a way to make sure you can
revise in the last 7
last
days.
7 days.
Forget about reflex and everything. You can have your first aid, let's say you're using, or let's say Zainab's BTR for that matter, कि वो
Absolutely,
last 7 days में, but you have to have something consolidated in the last 7 days that gives you the belief that in the last 7 days I have done the 19 subjects or a major portion of them, and that confidence will carry you through as far as INI CET is concerned. Because like he said, you'll be in the cold November morning or a warm May morning. You will be checked thousands of time, and if you don't have the confidence, you'll fluster in the exam. Plus, a lot of people do go with the belief that INI CET is supposed to be tougher. It's actually not that tougher. It has those pet topics, those previous year topics that everyone talks about, and वो topics एक last 7 days में अच्छे से revise मार गए हो, and you'll go through the line.
It's just as simple as that. It's hard to believe that like people make such a complicated. We have good guidance. I'll not sit here and pretend I know something others don't. I have had good guidance. Let's make that very clear. You know, we have a lineage of top students in our like institute
From AIMS, yeah.
From AIMS over the years. We can go as far as Aditya and even beyond.
And Zainab, for example, I took my guidance from Zainab, Siddharth, Ravi. Like when I was in my final year, they were giving their exam. Then came Karthik, I don't know whether you guys know about him, Karthik and Samagra and all, and Ashir. They gave me guidance, and I passed on that guidance to some other students, and that guidance has been going on, and that guidance obviously plays a role. Absolutely. As far as, and that's why these interviews are, I'm trying to do my part here with these interviews, that even if let's say you are from a peripheral college who feel that they do not have guidance, use these interviews as that guidance, that you first have to have a base in 3rd and 4th year, revise an internship, go for the kill by that last 7 day revision, and then nothing is going to stop you.
Yeah, like trust me, like a lot of people think I'm from I have had friends who have like told this to me very candidly, I'm from a like peripheral institute, you're from AIMS, I'll not be able to do it what you have done. That is not true. I know brilliant people who are from not central institutes, absolutely brilliant people, and they will step up and prove time in and time out. You look at like NEET PG results, you look at INI May results, INI November results, they will come out regardless of who you are. Obviously there will be central institute like students on that list, but there will be just as many if not more people from outside. Have that faith. Like none of us are someone really special here. Let's not. We are good at what we do in whatever little niche we have. Let's not,
pretend that we are greater than what we are.
And that is also like, don't pull yourself down before somebody already like does it for you. And this is why also another thing comes in. Have a good company. Have people who spread positivity around you. ठीक है ना? Do not have people who are going to tell you कि इस बार नहीं हो पाएगा, अगली बार देंगे, ठीक है ना? Have find people who are like, चलो इसी बार निकालते हैं, एक बार ट्राई करके देखते हैं, नहीं निकला फिर अगली बार तो देना ही है, ठीक है? But don't make अगली बार the main plan. That is your backup. This is जैसे internship खत्म हो एग्जाम देकर निकालना है. Why do you want like trust me, you don't want to wait like 6 months if you don't have to. It's a tedious process. You have to go through all that reading all over again. इसी बार निकाल लो, ठीक है ना? And anybody and everybody can do it. There is no like doubt that this is not a motivation talk. This is like grassroots reality. Everybody can do it.
No doubt, absolutely. Like firmly believe in the statement that when the day we started MBBS, everyone again was at a zero level.
Absolutely.
I would, like you said, we won't deny that because toppers have come from AIMS, we have had better guidance. But now you have YouTube, you have your Instagram, which everyone spouting guidance left, right and center, frankly. But make a plan and go for the kill, irrespective of wherever you are from, government, private, peripheral, central, whatever the hell. People keep on making these, blocks कि मैं यहाँ का हूँ तो मैं नहीं कर सकता. In fact, I remember I just got a message on Instagram from someone who said that I initially did not believe that I'm from a private medical college when I can crack. She got 100 or 150 rank, and she said that thanks for the motivation and everything. But that's true. Like this also come out. First, this exam is not bigger than what it is, and B, anyone can actually do about this exam. और strategy थोड़ी बहुत, और मैं strategies related to questions पूछने वाला हूँ specifically. So you said 7-day revision is important for the confidence part. You told about foundation होनी चाहिए for the notes part, and you told about Marrow Q Bank is good because of the उसकी explanation उससे revise हो जाता है. What was your GT strategy?
GT strategy is
and how frequently you gave GTG?
Start giving it I will say a lot of people say कि third year में दे दो, start it as early as possible. I would say that's a little premature because you don't want to write an exam जिसमें कुछ भी नहीं आता. That's a very bad feeling. ठीक है ना? I would say the ideal time to start giving your GTs is right after your final prof standard. Do you know why? Because you have now 12 subjects जो तुम definitely पढ़ के रखे हो, and another 7 subjects इसका application उस final prof में आया है, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not. जैसे final prof हो गया, take a month off, go on a vacation, join for your internship, GT दे दो. ठीक है ना? You will not believe by saying कि how much you have like and that sends an amazing like baseline. The whole purpose of writing GT is not because that question will be emulated in the exam. It's because to set a baseline. इसके ऊपर I'll have to build. So let's say first GT I got I think around 150 correct in the first GT. I always give Marrow GTs. I found it extremely easy to give. It's a good platform to give and all. Their user interface is amazing. I always give Marrow GTs. So first one I got about 150 correct. ठीक है ना? So I thought कि for somebody who hasn't like revised and is just starting, it's a relatively I'll say okay score because other friends whom I asked they were like कि around that only they only got. So I'm like okay चलो ठीक है. So after that I'm like चलो 150 I try करते 155 लाने का, तो अगली बार आया चलो ठीक है 160 लाते. By then some of my friends are getting 170 180 already. ठीक है ना? But I cannot look at them because उनका trajectory अलग है. मुझे उनके लाइन में पढ़ना ही नहीं है. I am my own person. मैं थोड़ी अब 150 या किसी को 170 I am going to like hide my head in a that is absolutely like self-deprecating. You are exactly where you need to be. तुमको उस पर build करना है. हर GT में 5 question extra like correct होना चाहिए. Numbers rank like doesn't really matter. ठीक है ना? I have had higher scores with lower ranks and vice versa. That doesn't matter. कितने correct आ रहे. That is the only statistic you need to see. कि कितने correct आ रहे. You start with whatever, let's say X number of questions, it goes to X plus 5, X plus 10. By the time your main exams have rolled out, now you know कि चलो ठीक है. Now I'm consistently getting a 2-digit rank in GT. ठीक है? That is what my goal was and I was able to get there. कि constantly I was like getting a like 2-digit rank. That was something that was reflected in my main exams also. ठीक है ना? Even though I believe that it is like top 100 by everything is up for grabs except some really good people up there in top 10. They are really amazing. Let's not pretend कि उनके लिए by chance था, but fact of the matter is your GT is your own mirror. You look at it every day. ठीक है ना? The face that you will see on that mirror is yours. It's not somebody else's. So please do not compare your GT scores to somebody else's. I know लोग ऐसे GT discussion like group बनाते हैं, लोग ऐसे बोले भी हैं. If it's a healthy group, go for it. But don't bring it down to measly competition. That is absolutely destroying the purpose.
Have a set of friends which give you healthy competition, give you the belief and push you कि इसी बार निकाल के दिखाते हैं, मेहनत करते हैं and all that. Don't make GTs कि यार I got this many marks, अब तो मेरा होगा नहीं. मतलब use GT to improve and build upon it, the GTs and the score and everything.
Roast each other, but keep it healthy.
Yeah. Fair point. Fair enough. So this was a GT strategy. Started internship. Beginning is the first point of time where you should ideally start GT, not third and fourth year. And it serves as a baseline. And then just keep on giving GTs to improve with that baseline and everything. GTs को use कैसे किया था?
GT, I would say even more important than the exam is the GT review. I'm pretty sure a lot of people say it, but how do you do it? So I have I had a notebook in which after every GT I would note down subject wise कि ये topic गलत हुआ. I cannot emphasize how many questions I got wrong on like let's say one thing I can come straight out of my mind is neuropharma. How many questions I got wrong in the first few GT I cannot वो. So I'm like चलो ठीक है मुझे इसको definitely अच्छे से पढ़ना है. Then I did एक GT में I gave pharma I got questions wrong in other topics but neuropharma से जो 3-4 question तो सही बन गए. मैं चलो ठीक है now it's a problem solved. What's the next problem? तो एक और ऐसा topic आया in some other subject. So like this you now have let's say good 50-60 topics of 19 subjects combined जो तुमको weak पता चल गया. Like this you'll also find your strong topics. जैसे I almost never get a question wrong in like pediatrics. मुझे exam में भी नहीं गलत हुआ था. GT में भी नहीं होता था. So I'm like चलो अगर लास्ट में मुझे एक सब्जेक्ट छोड़ना है जो मैं नहीं पढ़ के जाऊँगा that will be this क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि इससे मैं क्वेश्चन बना लूँगा. So now you have your strengths and you have your weaknesses. Now my father when I was a kid and I being like a good student as a child I used to get very down when my like results weren't good. My father said something that's like resonates to me till this day. He's like कि examination is where you hide your ignorance. It's not a place where you show your knowledge. And I'm like, damn, that's a good line. I have to say it somewhere.
Exam is a place where you hide your ignorance.
It's not a place where
show your knowledge.
So now what you will do, you will use your strong subjects to hide those weak subjects. I'm not saying do not improve on your weak subjects. Improve them as much as you can, but forgive them for being your weak subjects. All 10 fingers of our hand are of like different sizes.
Height, yeah,
so we are not going to like get into that fact कि मेरा ortho मेरे pediatrics इतना strong.
I would say that it's good to be jack of all trades. Just don't make your weak subject very weak, but commit to at some level. But strong subjects make it so strong that they can hide the weakness of the.
वो जो एक क्वेश्चन ऑप्था से छूट गया ना, don't feel bad about it. Get all of them correct in physiology maybe, ठीक है ना? And they have more than made up for it. So like that, you will have your strong and weak subjects. Accept it. Get as good as you can in your weaker ones. Keep polishing your strong ones, and then compile them on the very end. The strong ones will take care of the weak ones. And more often than not, weak subjects are like usually the smaller ones. I have seen generally they usually don't have a lot of weightage to begin with, which is the reason they are weak. तुमने कभी पढ़ा ही नहीं उसको तो strong कैसे होगा? This applies to me.
I
also.
personally would say that my strategy always used to be for my weak subjects, even during my UG times actually. कि यार एक बार सारे previous year questions कर लेता हूँ. इससे कुछ 2-3 तो आ ही जाएंगे. 2-3 तो आ ही जाएंगे. तो वो अगर and if my luck is good, if those 2-3 are the only ones that I actually end up coming, I'll be fine actually. So if you have a very weak subjects, and in fact you did this for anesthesia, right?
Yes.
Just previous year questions कर दो, इनके explanations कर दो, and you'll be fine actually. For the very small subjects like let's say anesthesia, radio, you really don't need to watch those 20 hours of videos or 30 hours of video. Even if you solve the previous year question and their explanations, they're actually going to be more than enough for the exam purpose, right?
You'll be doing 6 subjects in 30 hours at one point. So वो 6 subjects में radio तो आ नहीं सकता.
है ना? So like in that scenario, like that way. So last question. Dream branch, and what do you plan?
It's definitely going to be like pediatrics. Now, where is the like question? 44 is a like kind of a like touch and go rank. I might get in AIIMS, which is the ideal situation. If I get in AIIMS, well and good. Otherwise, it will be definitely like PJ Chandigarh. So best and worst case, both of them are amazing institutes. I'm looking forward to it.
Sure. Thanks a lot. Congratulations again. Happy Diwali to everyone. Hope people got insights from this interview and build up their confidence. And you have your NEET PG in 4 months. Prepare for that. Like I said, it's just an exam after all. It doesn't determine what good of a clinician or a doctor you're going to be. And it's just an opportunity. Take it like that. And anyone who's from anywhere can do it. Right? Alright. Thank you. And have a nice day.
Bye.